once again another WEEGAMERS video to amuse you during the whole lockdown thing that's going on. Serious matter, but doesn't mean we can't stop and take a moment to look at things that frankly most of us can't actually get to play because, you know, households and stuff. But if you're fortunate enough to be able to sort of look ahead, plan ahead, StarTropolis is apparently one that might float your boat. Because, you know, in space no one can hear you scream. Space, a big, empty, lonely place. A bit like lockdown. Handed this is, as far as I'm aware, reasonably fresh from the Kickstarters, because when I sort of got it I went, never heard of it. It's not like, you know, we sit hanging on the every word of every game that gets made. We don't care enough to do that. So, you know, we can wait for the boats to sail past and go, oh, that's interesting, let's take a look. Rather than sort of sitting there going, come on, show me something exciting. Our lives are far too busy for that kind of nonsense. So yeah, handed this here, and as a result of that, decided to go and take a little bit of a look-see and see what's this all about. What is this all about? Well, it's about building space stations, seemingly, and that seems like an okay kind of thing to do, I suppose. Looked online, obviously it's Peterson Games, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with Peterson Games. Lots of people like Peterson Games. Peterson Games seem to do okay. In terms of getting it, it's on, like, pre-order, Magic, Madhouse, Chaos Cards, places like that there, for March time 2021. And I guess there's probably shuffle room in amongst that with shipping and things like that there. Price tag, I didn't look closely enough. Let me look closely enough now, just in case apparently this is something that some people might care about. Okay, for no other reason than it was the first one I clicked on. Magic Madhouse offering pre-orders for $39.99 with an RRP of $49.99. Blur words and stuff and other things. Was there another one we can look at there? Amazon.com, they're throwing out $40 pre-order. Chaos Cards, yeah, there was their one. $37.95, representing a saving of 24.10%. What no percentage to offer off something? 24.10%. Who sat down and thought that out? That, okay, whatever. It probably amused you. That's probably the way you figure out your discounts and things. What would be a really weird percentage to offer off people? I know, 24.10. Pre-order available for at least 31st of the 3rd, 2021. So there we go. There's 8 available to pre-order for some reason, because they must be getting one box in. So there you go. This made something like $64,000 on Kickstarter. I know that because I looked at it. It's not in front of me right now, and I don't really remember numbers very well. So the ballpark 64,000. It's a hefty little box. It's not a huge box by any stretch of the imagination. One of those comfortable kind of, you know, bookcase-sized boxes. So it's not going to take up the whole world. What's in the box? 31 modules. Well, actually, you can kind of see there, because just stole a picture of the internet. In fact, on that side, pretty much the basis of how to play it, if you can like close in that far, and on this side, what's in the box. So there you go. You can just go and have a brew now and watch something else. That pretty much sums the whole thing up. Bye. Or if you want to hang around and actually get a look at the shiny things, by all means stay. It's not like you're being forced to. In the far reaches of the galaxy, alien species have come together with ambitious plans for a shared galactic metropolis. Sounds familiar. While this certainly provides hope for greater harmony, it also offers financial opportunity to the most clever contributors. In StarTropolis, 2 to 4 players represent rival companies during the construction of a modular 3D space station. In this fast-paced, family-friendly board game, players will spend their turn buying and connecting new modules to an ever-growing 3D space station. Choose the most strategic location to limit your opponents while maximising your revenue. Through easy to learn, the tactics are endless for anyone who loves outer space and building things. Who doesn't love outer space and building things? Step 1, purchase a model. Step 2, attach the model. Step 3, collect your revenue. It's almost not a game when they put it that way. What's in the box? 31 modules in 7 types. 30 module cards, revenue and construction track, 100 plus tokens. People always try to compete with Fantasy Flight for tokens. Credit, revenue tracker, and round tracker, 4 player order cards, 4 basic faction cards, 30 revenue tracking chips. There we go. Steel Squire, Peterson Games, a Sandy Peterson Company, blah blah blah.com. MRSP $49.99 United States dollars. I can't remember what this went for on Kickstarter. Does it matter? You've missed the boat. So if you haven't already Kickstartered it, if you haven't backed it, you're not getting it that way. You're getting it the good old-fashioned in a shop kind of way. So let's take the cellophane off. I'll try to be very careful with it, because it's not mine. I have to kind of be respectful to these things. Even when it's been stuff that we don't like, we're still respectful to it. Though you don't tend to see those videos, because if we record them and go, this doesn't look like much, we just delete them, usually. Life's too short to talk about things you don't like and don't enjoy. This, at least, is about space and the space stations. And as it said in the box, if you like building things, if you like space, and you know, I like building things, and I like space. Let's see. Oh, still cellophane. Oh, cheated me and left a bit of cellophane on the side. The box. With a nice space station on the front. That's quite pretty. I like space stations. I like horror space stations. I like, you know, the kind of like, well, Event Horizon is a spaceship, it's not a space station, but you know what I mean. Like in dark things. Dark space. Oh, we've got a dinky little rulebook. It's tiny. It's still square. Why can't we just have book-shaped books? But it's small, I suppose. Right, we'll take a look at that in a moment, because that's generally the bit. I mean, according to the pictures, you know, this is all you need to know how to play. 3 steps. Why does it even need a book? Because somebody writes rule books, and he was in the team. They went, well, there's 3 steps to playing this game. It's really straightforward. What about 1? Oh yeah. Could we like elaborate on those 3 steps? What if we explain like every single card? Okay, and every single module. Okay. 1. Can you do the rulebook? Ah, yay! I have the meaning again. Big bag of plastic stuff. Plastic spaceship components. We'll take a look at those at the moment too. Big cards. Do you know what? Let's have a gander at the art. Let's see what these module cards are all about. So I think these are all module cards. These are the different bits and what they do, because you'll want to kind of make money from them. So we have luxury habitation modules in different colours. Basic habitation modules. They don't look that much different. Basic. Solar power module. Market center module. You still have to go shopping in space. People don't just like teleport it into your room or like replicators. Not going. Marketplace supply module. That must be for supplies. Civic module. It's a weird shape for a civic module. I don't know what shape I expected a civic round, I think. Like a civic centre or something like that. Maybe it's a different kind of civic module. Maybe it's just really polite. Okay, so that's them. That seemed awfully brief. What about construction modules and stuff like that? I don't know. We haven't even read the rules. We don't know what we're looking at here. This is our usual dive into the unknown, like the reaches of space. We've got tokens gone astray. Oh no, these aren't tokens. These must have been like little extras that came, because these are on their. Oh, we've got critters. We've got a Vorik hardcore asset, a fungi symbiotic partner, a Skith recrusion industries. I don't know what. Broodmaster supply clearance house. What? I'm sure these all make sense once you've taken time to read Juan's rulebook. It's not actually Juan's, I've just made that up. Well, we'll find out who wrote the rulebook, since that seems to become a thing for me today. Right, so those must have been some sort of little extra stretch goal or something. I don't think I saved a picture about those, so yay! Player order cards. What have we got here? So these are just the 4 player order cards. So first, second, third, last, and then the kind of thing you do: purchase fees, attachment fees. No, purchase fees, attachment fees, purchase fees, attachment fees. Attach first, attach last. Ah, right, okay. So depending on what order you're going in, you get to do your purchase and your attachment in different positions. Okay, so there's a value to where you get to go in the turn order. That makes sense, especially with the buildy thing. Clippy, tokeny things. Oh, trackers. They're for like round something. They're like tracker tokens for going round stuff because they've got a pointy arrow bit on them. Okay. These are all the same. So these are like reference cards. So there's our luxury habitation model cost, solar power module cost, civic center, special rules, core modules. Didn't see a card for those. Supply module, market center, basic habitation. Okay. Oh right. Okay. And there are other modules, but they aren't cards for other modules that I've seen yet. Oh, this is expansion, right? So I'm going to guess, looking at this, I don't think the expansion's here. That's okay. I mean, who cares? Fusion reactor module, police module, broadcast module, salvage model, stadium module. So that's what I thought Civic Center should look like, and a xenomorph research module. Okay, or maybe those bits are represented by different kinds of components, though they seem to be models, so I'm going to guess I did see there's an expansion, and I'm just going to assume it's not here. And there's our tracker board. So construction track, revenue track, round tracker, civic modules, and then obviously the cards are coming out for what you can build. That's a sturdy little board. No picture in the back, but then, you know, c'est la vie. Yeah. Chunky and bright, nice and clear. So then we've got a pile of tokens down here. This must be like the revenue thing. I'm going to have to tip this to get at these. So yeah, this is our money and some of our critter cards that we've seen, the different types of builders. They're fairly thick and sturdy. Those, you would imagine those would have been nice as an upgrade to like acrylic or something like that there, or some sort of nice plastic. But you know what, a nice token's a nice token, nice plain simple, good clear numbers. Even if you have an issue with colour, I would say that the numbers are clear enough, unless you have a real issue with yellow. I imagine that somebody's looked into this and that nobody has a real issue with yellow. Otherwise, that could be like, what number is that? I don't know. And the back's kind of a little bit bland and subdued. 0 mini. It's all switched off. That's what that means. Okay. Let's just take a little. Okay, we've seen those bits, so we're happy with them. So pop our lid on here a moment. Let's just take a little look at one of the baggies of plastic components. I'm going to go for orange because I think against the black box that'll probably show up the best. Okay, so there's our civic module. These are fairly solid. Kind of when I first seen them, thought, oh, you know, they're like 3D printed or something. But even if they are, they've been done sort of high end, because you don't see any flaws in them. And then, right, so you got like a basic living module. Yeah, and they just clip together like some kind of Lego. There's the posh living module. Wonder how I imagine somebody has sat down and thought, how long are these going to live? That's a really tight kind of fit into there. You would just, in my head, I would worry about those connections and their longevity. But magnets, yeah. I mean, later, if something goes wrong for you, I think that's like the market module. Plops in like so. That's kind of fun. Solar power module. We'll stick it in posh people's houses because that, you know, you and I both know that's what would happen. The power supply would be with the rich people. There we go. And the supply module. Like, that didn't like that. There's something about that peg. Think peg. There's something about that peg. The local dialect creeping in there. Something about that peg that it's just not liking my approach. There we go. We got it together. So yeah, the pink doesn't seem to have all those pieces. I haven't looked to obviously see if colour is relevant here. Purple has them all. Yellow has the same set. Blue has the same set. Black again only has the 3 of those. And then we've got this core module. And I'm going to guess this is kind of where it starts. You've got like, it's like an asteroid or something with a frame around it. So I would guess everyone has to, this probably passes around and everyone's kind of adding to it each turn as it goes like that there. So you're not just like building your own colour space station, everyone's building one station around this and kind of deciding where it goes from that. Maybe some things only fit to certain things, and that's part of the reason I was getting some of them fitting issues, and that's where it's helping determine what joins you can and can't do and what directions you can and can't go. Okay, so we'll set that off for a second. Yeah, so obviously if you got the expansion, maybe the expansion isn't done yet. I don't know what the story is because it would basically, hey Andy, StarTropolis, there you go, have a look at that. Okay, thanks. So let's take a little bit of a look-see at the rulebook, shall we? So yeah, the rulebook. This might clarify a few things, though. I'm kind of happy with what I've seen. Everything that we've looked at so far makes sense. We get a little bit of a kick-in kind of story arc there. We get a blow-through of the components, which we've seen, the 4-player 8 cards. Note the peg and slot system is durable and should survive many games of building your space station. However, we strongly recommend not twisting any connection models, and this can damage the pegs, making further connections difficult. Yeah, well, okay, we get that. And certainly a quick look at the pieces there would sort of say to me that if down the road, and we're talking years down the road or abuse of the parts, I would say you could hollow those out and where the connections are, do magnets. And as long as you've faced them all the right way so that, you know, they can all join to each other. That could be a good sort of saving point for pressing on. We've got our round markers, a little ship, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, so we're happy with all those. We've seen all those pieces. So there's the expansion. A Zepzig token, cool. And there's our salvage modules and cards, the police modules, xenomorph research. Didn't remember seeing the salvage. Oh yeah, I did see a salvage mod, we just didn't read it out, or else we got so tongue-tied saying module all the time that we just missed it. This looks nice, and I've got to say, even at this point, having just kind of opened this box, and this, you know, what you're seeing here is my first exposure to this. I kind of like what I'm seeing. It looks kind of fun. It looks attractive to kind of play with, and I'd be straight away kind of thinking, well, yeah, I'm going to make sure I get this expansion because, you know, whatever this does already looks good. I want to be able to do more of that. I've missed the boat on expansions before, and it's taken a while to get them. Don't forget my Memoir 44 collection that took 3 years to piece together. So yeah, that's nice. Structure of a card, what all the components mean. Always like that when it's nice and clearly laid out like that. It's not too cluttered. It's good as well. And then a nice breakdown of bits. And note, for most advanced players, you may bid for the right to choose your starting card. Okay. So a couple of tweaks to how to play built into the how to play. Gameplay. There we go. It's like a page and a bit essentially, and then it's kind of explained to you. It is that straightforward. The modules. There we go. We're at page like 12 already, and it's end of the game, and it's just now explaining the different modules and what they do in that, and the cards, and then the expansion rules. Odd to have included the expansion rules at this stage, but then I suppose it seems printed in our book. Everyone who bought the core game is going to buy. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Because if you own the core game, you're the only people who are going to buy the expansion. So why print a separate book in the expansion that everyone who buys it already has the core game? Put the rules in there. And tease them into wanting to get the thing that they've missed. That's cunning. I like the strategy. So let's see. Who done the rulebook? Design, art, graphic design. Well, Tony probably was responsible for a lot of the layout of the rulebook, so he would have been glad of that aspect. Production, Arthur, development, sculpting, editor, Justin. I'm going to reckon Justin. We were close with Juan. We weren't far. There was a J in there. Playtesting and development, proofreaders, special thanks. Space Station in a Box. Available in stores now. All the building pieces from StarTropolis as a fun toy to build your own space station. Combine both sets for an endless variety of amazing space stations. Inspire your child's inner astronaut. I love that. That's class. Picture, if you will, for a moment, the board game nutter. That being the person who has everything and has them on their shelf in their den, and it's like, oh, you can't borrow and play with my toys, they're mine. Or, no, you can't borrow and play with my toys, they're mine. You know what I mean? And along comes, please, may I play with your board game? No, you may not. Boom! There you go. Something that is obviously tactile and a bit touching and gluing together and sticking together and Lego and kind of thing going on. Jimmy, why don't we stick a pile of them in a box and just sell them as a fun buildy toy? Yes, let's do that. Full marks. You need to promote the fact that this is a thing that you do much, much better. And of course, it's a handy way to go. I've broken my really nice stick together board game by twisting the pieces like you told me not to. There you go. Just buy some replacement space station pieces. Thanks for shopping. Bye-bye. Like that. Wonder, are the expansion pieces in there? That would be cool. Is that a great way to just get your expansion? We just stuck all the bits in a box. You don't need anything else from us. It's just a box of bits. That'd be kind of cool. I'm going to imagine that Space Station in Box 2 quite possibly contains all those pieces that you need. And Space Station in Box 1's the core game. Let's run with that belief. There we go. It's lovely. I've thrown the box on the floor. Carefully set the box on the floor so we can't revisit that. Having kind of looked at this ticks my boxes. I'm very pleased with that. Yeah, I would run with it. I tinge of regret at not knowing about it already. Having looked now at what you get base game, my brain would be immediately, I want the expansion. It looks nice, but since there's only so little extra to get, I would want the extra. And looking at the how to play, it looks like it's a fairly straightforward learning curve, and the sort of, not difficult as such, but the interest is in figuring out the different wee tweaks you can play with that. That seems right up the street for a lot of people at our club, at least. So there you go. If you back this, let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you thought. If you've received yours already, what have you thought about it? Have you met any problems with it? I can't really do anything with it, and I didn't read if there's a solo mode. Maybe it's not. It's not mine per se, so I would feel bad playing somebody else's game like that. It's certainly been nice to get a look at it. Certainly one I think I would consider strongly adding to the lists. Oh look, it just so happens that there's a pre-order site open in front of me. How convenient. Yeah, and if you've enjoyed this, give us a wee subscribe. Well, the subscribe thing will be over there somewhere. And thanks for watching. It's been fun talking to myself in a room again. Stay sane. Catch you later. Bye-bye.